in the middle of stitching out a built-in design on the Bernina 790, but a question people always ask is, well, how do I get to maybe to skip over a section of a design? Or how do I get back to fix an area that just didn't look real great? So all you need to know is that this function here kind of has a picture of a thread with an X in the middle. That's what I call the broken thread function. When you're here, you can go back stitch by stitch. If you touch the top knob, you're going back one stitch at a time. You can go forward one stitch at a time, and it will always tell you kind of where we first got into this area, and that means that if I touch this yellow box, it will kind of go back to the stitch. And then again, usually you need to go backwards, like if your thread broke, your bobbin's running out, you definitely want to make sure that you overlap a few stitches before you start. You don't want a gap in any part of your embroidery. You'd rather have maybe a 1/4 inch or so of overlap than a gap, and that is noticeable. So just note that you can always go back or forth within a design, and then this one's going to go 100 stitches at a time, or 50 to 100, depending on how much you turn it. So just note that that's a pretty fast way to get back, but this will take you back just a couple stitches if you're just trying to kind of get back to where you're started. Once you're here, if you've got a little extra thread, you can always just kind of pull the slack out up kind of behind the machine by the spool, and then just go ahead and start stitching. If there's an overlap, trust me, it's very hard to see when it's all said and done.